7 people died in the UAE amid the heavy rains and flooding that hit parts of the country on Wednesday, the Ministry of Interior said in a video statement. 6 of the deceased are of Asian nationality, the Director General of MOI Federal Central Operations Brigadier General Dr. Ali Salem Al-Taniji said in the video. In an update, the ministry said on Twitter it was updating an earlier death toll, after an Asian expatriate who had been missing was found dead. The most affected cities include Sharjah, Fujairah, and Ras Al Khaimah, where field teams are still carrying out evacuations, the spokesperson said. He added that 80% of the individuals who were exposed to the floods have returned to their residences in the past 2 days. A main road linking Fujairah and Khor Fakkan is undergoing work to be fully reopened, he concluded. The UAE's Disaster Management Authority on Thursday said it was coordinating with more than 20 hotels to provide 827 units that can house more than 1,885 people who were displaced by flooding. The announcement was made by the National Emergency Crisis and Disaster Management Authority, (SEMA), in a media briefing following slightly more than a day of heavy rains that submerged streets and flooded residences. Meanwhile, at least 130 volunteers are working with senior citizens in high-risk zones, transporting affected individuals from flooded neighborhoods, and managing immediate shelter requirements. All local and national level authorities are also monitoring the weather changes and apparently taking preventative measures to avoid adverse impacts in neighborhoods across the UAE. The teams are also coordinating with tankers to clear waterlogged streets, adding that the authorities are working in full swing to provide maximum protection for all residents in areas affected by the weather. Any further developments, warnings, and weather changes will be monitored round the clock by a vast countrywide radar network and satellite coverage, headed by the National Center of Meteorology. The City Plaza Hotel in Fujairah City received a surge in demand for rooms from residents affected by the floods. Mohammed Irfan, the receptionist at the hotel, said the property reached maximum occupancy on Wednesday night. "We had a lot of walk-in customers last night at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., when it was raining heavily and the floods became worse," he said. "We have 37 rooms and now we are fully booked. Last night, there was a lot of flooding in our area too and a lot of the ways were closed, but now it's clearer around our hotel." Proteet Sinha, who is in charge of the front office at the Sandy Beach Hotel and Resort in Fujairah, said they received a handful of walk-in customers on Wednesday night. "People came last night because they needed a place to stay," he said. "It was a messy situation yesterday because of the rain. There were also plenty of people who left the hotel yesterday because they couldn't do any activities. It's more manageable in hotel buildings, but we're a resort and with this kind of weather it gets difficult." Hotels in Ras Al Khaimah that spoke to the National said they were operating as normal. Flooding has affected the Al Nakheel district, a suburb in the emirate, which has only a few hotels. Workers in civil defense, policy, security services, or those involved in responding to crises or emergency services are to work as normal. Sharjah was hit by flash floods for a second day on Wednesday, with drivers in the emirate battling challenging road conditions. Large pools of standing water formed on roads in Khor Fakkan after similar scenes the previous day. The East Coast enclave has been lashed by torrential rain that has hit much of the country this week. On Thursday morning, Sharjah's Roads and Transport Authority urged motorists to avoid using a road in the Dafta area leading to Khor Fakkan except in cases of extreme necessity. It said rocks which had fallen on the road after wadis overflowed were being removed. The authority later revealed 2 bus services, the 116 and 611, which connect the emirate to Fujairah, would suspend travel to the eastern regions due to road closures. An air rescue operation was launched in Oman to help more than 130 people left stranded after wadis were flooded during intense rainfall. Footage shared by Royal Oman Police showed people being taken to safety by helicopter in the Mada area of the country. Police said all 134 people were in good health and had been transferred to the local airport. The force said it was continuing to support relief efforts during the hazardous weather.